Yep, we are live. We have a tornado on the ground, and we are live. We have a tornado on the ground here in New York. Somehow, crazy situation here. Yep. Just noticed we have a debris signature here on this tornado that is on the ground up here in New York near Franklinville. Very odd situation. But yep, I mean, we did have a 2% threat for tornadoes up here, but we do actually have a tornado on the ground in New York. So, just want to let everybody know, get the warnings out. We do absolutely 100% have a tornado on the ground here in New York. So everybody needs to take shelter. It's heading right towards Franklinville. We do have a debris signature on this.
Thank you so much.
Pretty large debris signature on this thing. And the rotation's like right in here. This thing is completely rain wrapped. And it's heading right towards Franklin. Let me
I think if you pull over for 1 minute, you'll be fine.
But that minute may make the difference of catching something hot.
Yep, we're watching this live. We do have a tornado on the ground up here in New York. Eastern tip New York, south of Buffalo. We have a tornado on the ground here. Heading up northeast towards Franklinville at the moment. Hopefully this thing doesn't stay on the ground very long.
Extend the watch.
Currently we do have a tornado on the ground.
By home. The stuff, did you hear them?
I had multiple signatures. It got kind of crazy there for a while. It was really strong here. And it's just south of Ellicottville.
How do you even...
To what time?
Not a very big storm, but yeah, we do have one on the ground here, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna
so
mute
make
you
sure
guys
you
for a
take
minute.
shelter in Ellicottville. So, yep, anybody just popped in. We are watching a tornado on the ground live in Franklinville in New York. Pull up our Google Maps here so we can hop on this thing. I am sorry, I am half awake, but I seen this tornado on the ground, so I'm like, okay, let's go live real quick. See how, okay, so this is a pretty good sized town. So this thing is heading right up towards you guys here in Franklinville. Right now it's in between Ellicottville and Franklinville. Tornadoes over here, basically moving northeast this way towards Franklinville. Doesn't look like a ginormous tornado, but it's definitely doing some damage. Probably on the weaker end, you know, like most of them in Florida are usually like EF0, EF1s, but I can confirm that we do actually have a tornado on the ground here. In our latest scans, it might actually be getting weaker, and this thing could be lifting up. We'll see what happens here in our latest scan. But we have multiple signatures of this thing actually being on the ground here. Right here is about when our debris signature came in here. This is when our rotation started to get really crazy here. Then our next scan, we can actually see this is when it was really tight. In our next scan, we see where we have our debris signature forming here on the ground. We have an area that's being damaged. Got trees and whatever's in this area that's getting torn up right now. Yes, we do, Jacob. We have a tornado on the ground. We actually have some tracers in Pennsylvania today. Go and shout them out, PA Storm Trackers. We need to get them on the list in Discord. But these guys are actually out here. They're out and about in Pennsylvania trying to catch up to some of these storms. So we'll try to get them a little action today, see what happens. But you know, they're an older people like me. They're wanting to retire, and they said they want to move down to Alabama near their kids once 3 years when they can retire. But they're out and about chasing, and I believe they are actually registered nurses or something like that. Like they do healthcare, so they got like kits and stuff. So they can, anything bad happens from tornadoes, they can do search and rescue and help people, which is really awesome. We're going to go ahead and listen to them in the background for a little bit. They're not anywhere near this tornado, but they're in the area. Looks like this thing still might be on the ground. We still have a pretty good debris signature here. And this is in New York. This thing is heading closer to Franklinville in New York.
Gotcha.
Pretty small town, but you might want to warn these people here if anybody, you know anybody here in Franklinville. I think with a bit of luck, this thing
Sorry
might fall
about that,
apart
guys.
before it makes it to
Papa and I were
Franklinville.
trying to
Very good
discuss
possibility of it because it
what we
doesn't
should
look
do.
like
It's
it.
you don't know.
I mean, it's still rotating a little
I
bit,
just
but
don't think we're gonna
you know,
catch the
we don't have the
stuff
best
that's
scans on this,
heading
but we can
east.
clearly see where there is a debris ball.
could
This could be the
always
debris
try,
spreading
but-
out at this point.
It's just like it's a crapshoot.
Let's go ahead and get a 3D view of this thing.
We want to get you guys something.
It's not a very
It's so
big
hard to
storm, but
explain
it's
to people that
definitely
aren't
doing
from
the
here
job. Like it's making a mess down there
how
for
hard
how
it
little
is
this
to
storm
get
is.
to a storm with the road networks that are here.
I can't believe Max and Evan are going live. There's 3 tornado warnings going over right now, and nobody's live. That's crazy. I've never seen that.
Take a look at this storm here.
Because the only thing affected are trees.
Yeah.
But the one up in Erie is a lot.
This is really low to the ground. We can see right here. Looks like they finally did a radar confirmed tornado warning on this. So that's a really low to the ground small tornado, but
Live that down.
you can clearly see it's doing damage.
I was just asking, is it still warm? Because last I looked, the rotation had died down, and I just wondered if it was still warm going into downtown.
Not much of a 3D view on it when it's this small of a storm, but you can clearly see where this thing's dropping down at right in here.
I take it or leave it.
How you
Thanks
doing,
for the
Charlotte?
sub. Welcome in. Yeah, you're right.
We have a tornado on the ground in New York right here.
It's a lot
Basically, that's where our highest velocities are coming from, so you can kind of see where it's coming down. Yeah, we have a tornado here in New York, actually on the ground. I wasn't planning on going live, but
for Pennsylvania chase.
all of a sudden we had 2 mild tornado warnings down here in Pennsylvania. Then next thing you know, we have a tornado on the ground in New York, just south of Buffalo. I'd say just south. It's a good way south of Buffalo.
It's tough. It is.
But we do have multiple other tornado warnings right now. We have another one over here near Erie, Pennsylvania, and then we got another one down here by Brookville.
Should have known those were going to be the ones
I'll have to take a closer look at those.
Should listen to them in the first place and stay.
It's right here. I'm looking right at where it's at. It's in between Ellicottville and Franklin.
Coming out of Ohio, did they all got?
It might be lifting up off the ground here.
Okay, well, stuff had already formed there, so.
Kind of have a broad velocity signature here, but we still see
Yeah,
some
this is,
debris.
Interstate 79 we're on.
Looks like the
Josh
debris
just
is
said,
shutting out, so I'm pretty sure this thing lifted up
just
off the ground.
extended the severe watch. So that's a sign that they're thinking severe weather is going to be coming there. Whether
But
it's
yeah,
a
at this point, I'm
tornado or
pretty
not,
sure it lifted up on the ground. So this thing was on the ground for just a couple minutes here.
This way, but it's a jungle and no roads. Where the
This is where it basically dropped down here, where velocity started to get really strong.
talking about going east on 80.
This is where the tornado is here, just southeast of Ecottville.
80, that we're done.
Then our next scan, you can clearly see our debris signature here,
At least down here we can.
where this thing is down. This thing's 100% rain wrap too, so don't try to look at this thing or go outside if you're in Franklinville, because you won't be able to see it. It's completely wrapped in rain. And basically, yeah, just went up northeast for a little bit. Looks like it was only on the ground for about a minute and a half or so. This thing may try to recycle though, so I'm gonna keep an eye on it for just a minute here.
Probably should have.
But pretty sure, I mean, it could be trying to recycle here. We got a little notch of velocity here.
we talked to our son. He's at home.
I mean, this is our velocities back when it was literally on the ground right here. I mean, this is when it dropped down. So we had some really strong velocities right here at this point.
I mean, there are storms coming still out of Ohio and West Virginia
Yeah, this just kind of came out of nowhere.
up to southwestern PA.
Yeah, we have a pretty small area of threats today, to be honest. Let me
But you're going to start losing.
pull up our
things today.
SBC outlook.
Depends if that low-level jet
We still got
knocks those
3.
things off. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's just a bunch of scattered storms up here, right? Just a bunch of scattered storms.
There should be decent cave.
Let me find our SBC outlook for the day. I was looking at it a little bit ago.
No, we're not
Yep,
gonna
right here.
go
So we have a really small threat for tornadoes today, right? Just a 2% chance. I mean, this one happened right up here in New York where we had a 2% chance. So I gotta say, you gotta hand it to National Weather. They were dead on about predicting this, right? Very small chance for tornadoes, but we just seen one. We actually seen one on the ground in New York, which is really rare too. It's really rare to see tornadoes in New York.
And it seems like once they're hitting
Let's look at the latest scan.
Pennsylvania,
See what this thing's doing now.
exploding. So hopefully
And we still got kind of a lot of velocities in the storm. It might be trying to recycle here. It's almost on top of Franklinville now.
More than people know. In fact, the county we live in has the highest tornado count for the state.
But yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on this. Let's see here. What did this
So
warning
when the
say?
storms come into the state,
Radar confirmed tornado, damaging tornado, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught in shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Same old, you know what we say. Take cover, get away from your windows.
and that caused
It's not like a big, giant, strong tornado, but it was definitely doing some damage, right?
That's why we get
Like I can't see this tornado taking out a solid built house, but I could see it definitely tearing up a mobile home or a, you know, something like that, or a camper.
In fact, we had an F5.
Still got a bit of rotation here right on top of Franklin, so we're going to keep a close eye on this as it moves into Franklin. So this is our town of Franklinville right here. It's not huge, but it's not small either, right? We definitely got a good amount of houses and stuff in here. I'd say there's probably at least 200 or plus people live here in Franklinville. And, you know, we got a lot of roads and houses outside of town as well. There's actually an elementary school here. What is today? It's Monday. Oh man, they're in school too. Hopefully this thing stays up off the ground for now. Looks like our rotation is starting to tighten up again. It's kind of getting a little tighter here, so this thing could try to recycle. Hopefully it goes over Franklinville before if it tries to drop down again. How you doing, Tara? How you doing, Calvin? Yeah, right now I am watching, this is PA Storm Chasers. We need to add them to our Discord.
Just 2 months ago. And
Like I said, I was just talking about them. They're about to retire. They said they're going to retire in about 3 years, and they basically they're storm chasing home turf. They live in PA, and they're actually like first responders too. So if anybody ever gets hurt or, you know, a house gets beat up by a tornado, they're also there. They're able to help people. They can assist medically if they need to. I really approve of these kind of storm chasers. They're awesome people. But right now they are down in Jamestown, Pennsylvania.
or warn to your east. Fantastic.
I'll stay really focused on this one in New York though, because it literally was just on the ground doing damage here a minute ago.
Yeah, that's that
Let
one.
me hop onto another radar. We can take a look at the ones that we have in Pennsylvania. So we have 2 tornado warnings in Pennsylvania too as well. Hey Doug, hey Malclavier. We just had a tornado on the ground south of Buffalo in New York. Well, we also have a couple more tornado warnings up here in Pennsylvania as well. So we're kind of watching these guys too. This one actually has a lot of hail. My goodness. Got a better rotation on this, but nothing too. I mean, I wouldn't expect to see a tornado drop out of this thing, but they do have it warned. We'll see what it does. I mean, we're live now, so we might as well keep an eye on these storms for a little bit, because I seen that tornado on the ground in New York, and I'm like, yep, time to go live. We got a warn. It's going right towards the town. This is a pretty good. This is a pretty girthy storm for Pennsylvania. I'm not gonna lie. This thing's pretty big for a Pennsylvania storm.
Thinking that. I don't
It's got some meat on its bones.
get that.
We do have a lot of hail, so it's really hard to say whether this is like our rotation or our hail, but it definitely looks like we have a little, you know, good bit of rotation right here. How you doing, Chrissy? I'm not sure where upstate New York is, but I know that the tornado that was on the ground was south of Buffalo right here, near Ellicottville, and it's the storm's right on top of Franklinville right now. So let's go back over there again real quick. Hopefully it doesn't drop on the ground again. This look like it has a little bit of a hook forming out here in the back where our rotation is. It's literally right on top of Franklinville right now. This thing might be dropping back on the ground. I hope that's not the case. I see a little bit more debris here.
Yeah, that's all coming.
And our velocity signature is not the greatest, but I mean, this thing was on the ground for about a minute and a half before it got to Franklinville. We'll go back here a couple scans where you can see this thing was on the ground doing damage here between Alcottville on its way to Franklin.
And south, Ripley.
Man, it looks like it lifted up at this point right here.
Towards our home.
I mean, this could be still debris falling from the sky. It might not be more debris. It's really hard to say. I mean, we still have this thing listed as a confirmed tornado, so I mean, everybody in Franklin should be in their shelter just to be safe, right?
On the hill in Finleyville.
But this is our latest scan on this one here.
We actually might be able to get in front of the one that's coming through Pittsburgh right now.
Hopefully this is the end of this storm, but we're going to still keep an eye on it just to be safe. I mean, it does seem we have a good amount of velocities in the storm now. We're seeing a lot of velocities all over the storm at the moment. So things really kind of ramped up. I don't know what kind of winds we're getting out here. Do we have any severe warnings for these? Let me look. Nope, we don't even have a severe warning on this storm out here.
Let's see what we got here.
So you're in Rochester? Okay. I mean, if anything else happens, we're going to cover it, right? We're watching all these storms. If we have another tornado warning, we'll be right on top of it. But you know, we kind of a lot of these storms are all rotating around here. We have bits of rotation on all of these, so you just definitely want to see on the upside. These storms look really small. You know, they're not huge storms, so like our chances of seeing a big, strong tornado is actually slim to none, right? But there is a chance that we might see a brief spin up one again. So it looks like they allowed this tornado warning to expire.
We're headed that way.
I will watch this storm just a little bit longer just in case it decides to act up again.
Part of the reason it might
Let's go ahead and take a 3D view of it.
storms off to your west, or like the cloud tops are blocking the sun already.
Just a little guy.
Sunset for you.
That's kind of what left that we have of the velocities on this thing.
Welcome in.
So yeah, our last tornado basically formed down in through here. That's where it came from. So we still have some stronger velocities inside this storm. It's just
Appreciate it.
doesn't look nearly as condensed as it did.
If I missed anybody, I
So I'm gonna keep
apologize.
watching this thing.
Sometimes we get caught up in looking at the radar and maps and things like that to decide which storm we want to go after.
Is there anything going on in Texas today?
Slam and Damn Yankee, welcome in.
I haven't even really looked around at all today. Like I just woke up not too long ago, so we streamed till like 2-3 a.m. last night, and I was hoping we wouldn't have to go live today, but you know how it is, man. Storms just want to be naughty.
Rita said it's
Nothing in Lubbock, but there's a whole bunch of storms in New Mexico.
You guys got to be careful because any little bit of rain, it's going to be another Friday again.
Basically, you can see we got storms all over the place here in the eastern U.S.
Please be careful with flooding issues anywhere in southwestern.
It looks like we got some big storms down here by Mobile, Alabama. Lots of storms.
All of western PA.
Big ones.
Flash
I wonder if
flood.
these are the ones that we had last night from Texas. I wonder if that's them.
This is the severe.
Yeah, these might be the storms from Texas last night. What's left of them?
in front of us now.
Taking a look at how big they are.
Side of it.
Do we still have tornado warnings or any severe warnings down there? So looks. I mean, we still have 2 tornado warnings here in Pennsylvania right now. Yeah, we have a tornado warning for this storm right here. It looks like it's starting to pick up on the velocities a little bit here on the front. Looks like we're starting to get a good little spin going here on the front side of the storm. Just keep in mind, any of these storms today, if you do have a, a tornado warning that comes near you, just make sure if you're in a camper or a mobile home, find a house to go into. If you're in a house, get away from windows, get in the innermost room, like go in a bathroom where there's no windows.
Hey, Jeff?
Just get to a safer spot if one does come through your area.
It's been a little hazy here.
I don't even
but
know what's the best radar to
hasn't
see,
been
the
real
Erie
bad
one.
with
It's
this
probably the New York radar is going to be our best one for the tornado
We've
warning
got
up
so
in
much
Erie.
rain. I think that's keeping the smoke issues down.
Right up here's the red
Let's go
forest
back
range.
up to the Buffalo, New York radar, see if we can see anything going on in Erie.
Yeah, they really sped up. Storms
And this storm's still really cranking right here.
miles an hour.
Looks like we're going to have, I don't know why they haven't at least severe warned this yet, because we're probably going to get some good winds out of the front line of this storm now. Looking at these velocities here. You might see up to 40 to 60 mile an hour winds coming out of that storm at this point.
Hi, Mark.
Okay. So this thing is warned all the way over here in Erie, but we have a really bad radar interference signature here. This thing's been tornado warned for at least the last 30 minutes, but I'm just
You'll
not
probably just have to wait and see if you
not
see
really
anything
seeing a
else
whole
this
lot of
week.
tornado potential from this
About the
storm. It does have some
tornado.
strong velocities in it, right? Definitely got some big
If
wind
you
speeds
can't
in here,
find
but
anything or pictures or anything like that,
I don't see any
like the
really
National Weather Service
tight
to
areas of
confirm it.
rotation in here. I mean, we have a little bit of rotation here. That's about it. I mean, we're also in a big interference pocket. And we're pretty far from the
Always go
radar.
with more than one
So we're seeing the
resource,
storm
too.
at 5,000
There
feet,
are
I believe,
a lot,
and
I mean a
see how big
lot
this thing is.
of accounts now that are using
So
other
we're seeing this storm from
footage
5,000
of
feet at the
tornadoes
ground, and
and
this thing
seeing
only
it
goes up
happen
to
in
about,
different
let's say, about
locations.
15. No, actually, this storm goes up about 30,000 feet if you count the
The
non-severe parts. But the severe parts of the storm only go up to about 15,000 feet.
Things like that.
Yeah, the entire cloud gets up to about 30,000.
They're putting
Yeah.
they're putting it where at the right location, but they're not giving credit to the people.
Right.
Like there's these ones that are like took like everybody like 6 tornadoes happened today. They take all 6 people's videos and make one video. All the tornadoes that happened today, and
So
they throw it on the internet and get all the credit.
we'll watch this for just a hair bit more. Looks like you have a little bit of rotation here.
Yep.
A little bit here too as well. And this thing just dropped one down.
Disaster USA and I don't know. I know that's one of them. But one's like
Looks like we
storms are
definitely
us,
got some
I'm
good
just
wind
looking
speeds
at
going
it,
here.
but yeah, they'll take
Possibly
like,
trying to
4
rotate.
different chasers footage, put it all in one video, and say, "Look at the storms I've
No, we're not
today."
chasers. We're
And
storm
they
spotters.
remove
There
all the
is some storm chasers in Indiana right now. If you want to look at them, let me pull them up here.
Hundreds of thousands of
If you
Because they have
clicks.
all the best.
Yeah.
right here,
So then they make
they're
money on it, not the real chasers
storm
that are out there
trackers.
doing it.
They're
They're
in
out here
Portersville,
doing both.
Pennsylvania.
They're
If you
sitting
wanna,
alone
they're
and
out in
just
Pennsylvania right now
playing
chasing some
yeah.
storms.
It's horrible.
I don't know if there's anybody else in this area
And
today. I don't
it's
think
not
there
just
is,
storm
but
chasers,
those guys
but
are there today.
people rip people's
What's going on, ENRG?
all the time, and it's just not right. So go with like.
I'm just
reliable
watching this spot here where we
sources.
just had a tornado
Some may
near
look reliable,
Franklinville,
they're not. Like,
New
go
York.
search them.
Still got a little bit of rotation, so I'm gonna keep an eye on it a little bit longer, but probably not gonna keep the stream live
They
for
have accounts,
much
try
longer.
to make sure that they're, like, real and not
Things start to get
live
crazy again. I'll
versus-
turn it back on, but I'm not really seeing much of a threat out of these storms over here in Pennsylvania. I know they've been tornado warned for a minute, but they just don't look too
AI is
crazy.
So good. Sometimes you keep. I mean,
I'm
you
doing
don't
pretty
know the
good.
difference, but
Doing pretty good. Got some sleep finally.
a normal person that doesn't chase all the time and know how to read the weather might not know the difference. And
Carnage, your tree fell down last night? I know you told me.
and they make money off that.
How bad are the power outages out in Texas still? Let's go look at that. I want to see what that looks like.
About watch time too, and how many likes you get, stuff like that.
Do I have the power outages up
Making
anywhere?
money off of other people's content. It's a shame. So,
I don't see the power outages anywhere. Let me pull them up.
and we do have people that stream us, which they have our permission to, but then there's people that will stream us and we haven't.
All right, let's take a look at Texas and see what's going on here.
If you guys see that, I know we've had viewers.
All right,
before
so
tell
in
us
Texas, we
that
still
people
have
our stream.
Not very many people with power outages out here.
Released a clip of it. They
Just a couple people.
Runners, and they put it out there as it was their own content. I'm like, wait a minute, how do you?
But it's yeah, I mean, it looks like they fixed up a lot of the power out here in Texas. Still got a lot of power outages here along the East Coast. They did really good picking up. So they're down to 25,000 people with power out still in Texas. But I think we're up to like 250,000 last night.
Hacked my account. No. He was known for doing that, so you just got to be real careful. You see anybody?
Man, this storm's still being a little naughty here. This is where we just seen a tornado here in New York. This thing's still got a little bit of rotation in here.
And actually,
That was how we found out, wasn't it? One of our
viewers told us.
Yeah, and then we went and found the YouTube channel, and then we spiked it.
Yep, that's what the one I'm watching right at the moment.
Report it to YouTube and they'll take it down. Like, if they are
But we only have, yeah, we only have that one last tornado warning right over here by Erie.
Putting it on as their own, that's copyright. And you'll get.
That kid was like,
But that's really all that I'm watching right now. We do have a small tornado threat today. Just kind of bring it up. I'm like half awake right now. So we got our 2% chance for tornadoes in this area and a 2% here. And that's where we just had a brief little tornado up here in New York. And if anybody missed it, I can pull it up again real quick. Let me show you the brief tornado that we had.
Find similarities in videos and give someone like a copyright.
Oh, getting
warning,
lost here.
and you can-
All right, let me pull it back
it's
up.
Legit, your video, you can.
So like right back in here, we had a brief spin up here. It was on the ground for a little bit. Like right here, this is when it dropped down on the ground, and we had a debris signature for a little bit. You can see where it kind of dropped down, and it was right in between Elcottville and Franklinville. But it started to fall apart right here, right around Franklinville, thankfully.
Driving down a road with our windshield wipers on.
out in the plains.
Yeah.
Yep, that's why we went live. We're just checking out this little tornado, and this thing's still being a little finicky. It's going to shut it down, but I'm still seeing, you know, we got some broad rotation here still, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on it in case it tries to spin back up again.
Southeast, or should I go straight south? I don't know if we can get down there, but then my problem with going southeast is the warrant or the watch on.
That's kind of what I'm watching right here. Well, how's everybody doing today? Still have some alerts down here, and these guys down here in Alabama. So they got a flood advisory down here near Mobile, Alabama. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are the big storms that came through Texas last night. At least what's left of them, but they still look pretty big. I mean, they're pretty big storms. You know, I think we have a 2% chance for tornadoes down there. So we should probably take the radar down there real quick. Hop down to Alabama. Not a whole lot of rotation. Definitely still a big giant storm down here, though. Yeah, this has got to be what's left of the storms from Texas last night. I believe our tornado threat is down in this area tonight. Let me look here. So yeah, we still have a 2% chance for tornadoes in this area today. I'm guessing this is what's actually continued from Texas too. They're probably expecting the storms that went through and did all the damage in Texas last night was going to probably cause some tornadoes over here, I'm assuming. But I mean, this is a big boy. This is still a big storm down here. Let's see how big it is. Yeah, it's pretty good size. Right now, they just have a flood warning on it. Yep, back up to New York. Let's go take a look real quick to see if this thing's spinned up anymore. Kind of all over the place. I mean, we still got some, we got a bit of rotation here, but I'm going to continue to keep an eye on it. If things get worse again, I'll basically turn the stream back on. If things get a little crazier this evening too. I know we still have a little tornado warning over here in Erie, Pennsylvania, but the rotation's really broad. And same thing, like if things start to get crazy, I'll turn the stream back on, but we really don't have a whole lot going on right now, but I'm still going to keep an eye on this storm right here, see if this thing tries to spin up again. Everybody stay safe. Albuquerque, New Mexico, bunch of rain. Hold on, let me go there real quick. There's all kinds of rain out there. Yeah, and Albuquerque's all covered in rain today. Yeah, all kinds of rain coming through. There are tornado threats in a pretty small area. There are tornado threats only here today, so we have a really low chance for tornadoes today. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys all stopping in. Thanks for watching. I might see you guys a little later on. I'm going to go ahead and eat some breakfast and wake myself up.